Hello, ladies, and welcome to our new Bible reading series. I'm Cindra Enlow from heavenlyplace.com, and this year, as we read through the Bible, we'll explore God's incredible story of love and redemption. If you're looking for a Bible reading plan that's simple and doable, this is it. So let's get started and discover the heart of God together, one chapter at a time. Hello, ladies, and welcome back to our one-year Bible reading plan. This is week 35, day 4. And our scheduled reading for today is Lamentations chapters 4 and 5 and Ezekiel chapters 1 through 3. So in Lamentations today, we're going to see that the people are devastated, people are starving to death, and their security is completely gone. They're crying out for restoration. But then in the book of Ezekiel, the tone changes from mourning to awe. In chapter 1, Ezekiel, who's living in exile, sees an extraordinary vision of God's glory. And there are wheels within wheels, creatures with 4 faces, a brilliant light. It's just overwhelming to him and actually to us too, because most theologians have a hard time figuring this out. But in chapter 2, God calls Ezekiel to be a prophet. He tells him not to be afraid, even though the people won't listen. And then we'll see in chapter 3 that Ezekiel is given a scroll to eat. It tastes sweet like honey, and he's told to take God's word deep inside before he speaks to others. And here's where we see the heart of God. Even in exile, he doesn't go silent. He shows up in glory and he calls his people back, not just with correction, but with presence and purpose and power. God speaks in ways that we don't understand, but one thing's always clear is that he's always near. Okay, ladies, let's get started on our reading today. Lamentations chapters 4 and 5 and Ezekiel chapters 1 to 3.
The Lamentations of Jeremiah. Chapter 4. How dark has the gold become! How changed the best gold! The stones of the holy place are dropping out at the top of every street. The valued sons of Zion, whose price was the best gold, are looked on as vessels of earth, the work of the hands of the potter. Even the beasts of the wasteland have full breasts. They give milk to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel like the ostriches in the wasteland. The tongue of the child at the breast is fixed to the roof of his mouth for need of drink. The young children are crying out for bread, and no man gives it to them. Those who are used to feasting on delicate food are wasted in the streets. Those who as children were dressed in purple are stretched out on the dust. For the punishment of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of Sodom, which was overturned suddenly without any hand falling on her. Her holy ones were cleaner than snow. They were whiter than milk, their bodies were redder than corals, their form was as the sapphire, their faces blacker than night. In the streets no one has knowledge of them, their skin is hanging on their bones. They are dry, they have become like wood. Those who have been put to the sword are better off than those whose death is caused by need of food, for these come to death slowly, burned up like the fruit of the field. The hands of kind-hearted women have been boiling their children. They were their food in the destruction of the daughter of my people. The Lord has given full effect to his passion. He has let loose his burning wrath. He has made a fire in Zion, causing the destruction of its bases. To the kings of the earth and to all the people of the world it did not seem possible that the attackers and the haters would go into the doors of Jerusalem. It is because of the sins of her prophets and the evil doing of her priests, by whom the blood of the upright has been drained out in her. They are wandering like blind men in the streets, they are made unclean with blood, so that their robes may not be touched by men. Away! Unclean! They were crying out to them, away! Away! Let there be no touching. When they went away in flight and wandering, men said among the nations, there is no further resting place for them. The face of the Lord has sent them in all directions, he will no longer take care of them. They had no respect for the priests, they gave no honor to the old men. Our eyes are still wasting away and looking for our false help. We have been watching for a nation unable to give salvation. They go after our steps so that we may not go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are numbered, for our end has come. Those who went after us were quicker than the eagles of the heaven, driving us before them on the mountains, waiting secretly for us in the wasteland. Our breath of life, he on whom the holy oil was put, was taken in their holes, of whom we said, under his shade we will be living among the nations. Have joy and be glad, O daughter of Edom, living in the land of Uz. The cup will be given to you in your turn, and you will be overcome with wine, and your shame will be seen. The punishment of your evil-doing is complete, O daughter of Zion. Never again will he take you away as a prisoner. He will give you the reward of your evil-doing, O daughter of Edom. He will let your sin be uncovered. Chapter 5. Keep in mind, O Lord, what has come to us. Take note and see our shame. Our heritage is given up to men of strange lands, our houses to those who are not our countrymen. We are children without fathers, our mothers are like widows. We give money for a drink of water, we get our wood for a price. Our attackers are on our necks, overcome with weariness. We have no rest. We have given our hands to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians so that we might have enough bread. Our fathers were sinners and are dead, and the weight of their evil-doing is on us. Servants are ruling over us, and there is no one to make us free from their hands. We put our lives in danger to get our bread, because of the sword of the wasteland. Our skin is heated like an oven because of our burning heat from need of food. They took by force the women in Zion, the virgins in the towns of Judah. Their hands put princes to death by hanging, the faces of old men were not honored. The young men were crushing the grain, and the boys were falling under the wood. The old men are no longer seated in the doorway, and the music of the young men has come to an end. The joy of our hearts is ended, our dancing is changed into sorrow. The crown has been taken from our head, sorrow is ours, for we are sinners. Because of this our hearts are feeble, for these things our eyes are dark, because of the mountain of Zion which is a waste, jackals go over it. You, O Lord, are seated as King forever, the seat of your power is eternal. Why have we gone from your memory forever? Why have you been turned away from us for so long? Make us come back to you, O Lord, and let us be turned. Make our days new again as in the past. But you have quite given us up, you are full of wrath against us. The Book of Ezekiel. Chapter 1. Now it came about in the 30th year, in the 4th month, on the 5th day of the month, while I was by the river Chebar among those who had been made prisoners, that the heavens were made open and I saw visions of God. On the 5th day of the month, in the 5th year after King Jehoiakim had been made a prisoner, the word of the Lord came to me, Ezekiel the priest, the son of Butzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chebar, and the hand of the Lord was on me there. And, looking, I saw a storm wind coming out of the north, a great cloud with flames of fire coming after one another, and a bright light shining round about it, and in the heart of it was something colored like electrum. And in the heart of it were the forms of 4 living beings. And this was what they were like. They had the form of a man. And every one had 4 faces, and every one of them had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the undersides of their feet were like the feet of oxen, and they were shining like polished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings. The 4 of them had faces on their 4 sides. They went without turning, every one went straight forward. As for the form of their faces, they had the face of a man, and the 4 of them had the face of a lion on the right side, and the 4 of them had the face of an ox on the left side, and the 4 of them had the face of an eagle. And their wings were separate at the top, 2 of the wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 were covering their bodies. Every one of them went straight forward. Wherever the Spirit was to go they went on without turning. And between the living beings it was like burning coals of fire, as if flames were going one after the other between the living beings, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went thunder flames. And the living beings went out and came back as quickly as a thunder flame. Now while I was looking at the 4 living beings, I saw one wheel on the earth, by the side of the living beings, for the 4 of them. The form of the wheels and their work was like a beryl, The 4 of them had the same form and design, and they were like a wheel inside a wheel. The 4 of them went straight forward without turning to one side. And I saw that they had edges, and their edges, even of the 4, were full of eyes round about. And when the living beings went on, the wheels went by their side, and when the living beings were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Wherever the Spirit was to go they went, and the wheels were lifted up by their side, for the spirit of the living beings was in the wheels. When these went on, the others went, and when these came to rest, the others came to rest, and when these were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up by their side, for the spirit of the living beings was in the wheels. And over the heads of the living beings there was the form of an arch, looking like ice, stretched out over their heads on high. Under the arch their wings were straight, one stretched out to another. Every one had 2 wings covering their bodies on this side and 2 covering their bodies on that side. And when they went, the sound of their wings was like the sound of great waters to my ears, like the voice of the ruler of all, a sound like the rushing of an army. When they came to rest they let down their wings, and there was a voice from the top of the arch which was over their heads. When they came to rest they let down their wings. And on the top of the arch which was over their heads was the form of a king's seat, like a sapphire stone, and on the form of the seat was the form of a man seated on it on high. And I saw it colored like electrum, with the look of fire in it and round it, going up from what seemed to be the middle of his body, and going down from what seemed to be the middle of his body I saw what was like fire, and there was a bright light shining round him. Like the bow in the cloud on a day of rain, so was the light shining round him. And this is what the glory of the Lord was like. And when I saw it I went down on my face, and the voice of one talking came to my ears. Chapter 2. And he said to me, Son of man, get up on your feet, so that I may say words to you. And at his words the Spirit came into me and put me on my feet, and his voice came to my ears. And he said to me, Son of man, I am sending you to the children of Israel, to an uncontrolled nation which has gone against me. They and their fathers have been sinners against me even to this very day. And the children are hard and stiff-hearted. I am sending you to them, and you are to say to them, These are the words of the Lord. And they, if they give ear to you or if they do not give ear, for they are an uncontrolled people, will see that there has been a prophet among them. And you, Son of man, have no fear of them or of their words, even if sharp thorns around you and you are living among scorpions, have no fear of their words and do not be overcome by their looks, for they are an uncontrolled people. And you are to give them my words, if they give ear to you or if they do not, for they are uncontrolled. But you, Son of man, give ear to what I say to you, and do not be uncontrolled like that uncontrolled people. Let your mouth be open and take what I give you. And looking, I saw a hand stretched out to me, and I saw the roll of a book in it, and he put it open before me, and it had writing on the front and on the back. Words of grief and sorrow and trouble were recorded in it. Chapter 3. And he said to me, Son of man, take this roll for your food, and go and say my words to the children of Israel. And, on my opening my mouth, he made me take the roll as food. And he said to me, Son of man, let your stomach make a meal of it and let your inside be full of this roll which I am giving you. Then I took it, and it was sweet as honey in my mouth. And he said to me, Son of man, go now to the children of Israel, and say my words to them. For you are not sent to a people whose talk is strange and whose language is hard, but to the children of Israel, not to a number of peoples whose talk is strange and whose language is hard and whose words are not clear to you. Truly, if I sent you to them they would give ear to you. But the children of Israel will not give ear to you, for they have no mind to give ear to me, for all the children of Israel have a hard brow and a stiff heart. See, I have made your face hard against their faces, and your brow hard against their brows. Like a diamond harder than rock I have made your brow. Have no fear of them and do not be overcome by their looks, for they are an uncontrolled people. Then he said to me, Son of man, take into your heart all my words which I am about to say to you, and let your ears be open to them. And go now to those who have been taken away as prisoners, to the children of your people, and say to them, This is what the Lord has said, if they give ear or if they do not. Then I was lifted up by the wind, and at my back the sound of a great rushing came to my ears when the glory of the Lord was lifted up from his place. And there was the sound of the wings of the living beings touching one another, and the sound of the wheels at their side, the sound of a great rushing. And the wind, lifting me up, took me away, and I went in the heat of my spirit, and the hand of the Lord was strong on me. Then I came to those who had been taken away as prisoners, who were at Tel Abib by the river Chebar, and I was seated among them full of wonder for 7 days. And at the end of 7 days, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the children of Israel, so give ear to the word of my mouth, and give them word from me of their danger. When I say to the evildoer, death will certainly be your fate, and you give him no word of it and say nothing to make clear to the evildoer the danger of his evil way, so that he may be safe, that same evil man will come to death in his evil doing, but I will make you responsible for his blood. But if you give the evildoer word of his danger, and he has not turned from his sin or from his evil way, death will overtake him in his evil doing, but your life will be safe. Again, when an upright man, turning away from his righteousness, does evil, and I put a cause of falling in his way, death will overtake him, because you have given him no word of his danger. Death will overtake him in his evil doing, and there will be no memory of the upright acts which he has done, but I will make you responsible for his blood. But if you say to the upright man that he is not to do evil, he will certainly keep his life because he took note of your word, and your life will be safe. And the hand of the Lord was on me there, and he said, Get up and go out into the valley, and there I will have talk with you. Then I got up and went out into the valley, and I saw the glory of the Lord resting there as I had seen it by the river Chebar, and I went down on my face. Then the Spirit came into me and put me on my feet, and he had talk with me and said to me, Go and keep yourself shut up inside your house. But see, O Son of man, I will put bands on you, prisoning you in them, and you will not go out among them. And I will make your tongue fixed to the roof of your mouth, so that you have no voice and may not make protests to them, for they are an uncontrolled people. But when I have talk with you I will make your mouth open, and you are to say to them, This is what the Lord has said. Let the hearer give ear, and as for him who will not, let him keep his ears shut, for they are an uncontrolled people.